Hey guys, this is Stream Dr. Duck here at Denki Studios. So I'm going to give you guys a personal look on Symphony by IPaintCreatures. I highly recommend you, if you're really interested and want to check out this book after I've shown you this and you want to get the full book in your hand, make sure to go down in the description below. There's going to be a link to both of his YouTube page and his Twitch page, which is where he's mostly live, and it's easier to get a hold of him and get him to send the book for you to your home address. In addition to that, he also offers quite a good and nice amount of deals. So if there's additional things you really want to have, then you can be able to go ahead and negotiate with him. So if you want a new hat, or if you want like a painting, or you want a like additional thing, he even did this incredible card for me as well. So I paid a bit of more for the graphic novel, and I got this as an additional thank you for the additional increase in the donation. So this is a perfect thing. Now, what I will say is this, unlike any other graphics novels, are not just a heavily dense comic. There are comics backs on the page, but I will say that this one has a great combination of poems, lots of images, illustrations, paintings, and all the artistic ways that he's been able to create and basically put it in this book that has 3-to-1 sort of a medium. And this is something I find it so interesting. It's very rare that you find any graphics novels out there that has that very good viable 3-in-1 combination. And to me, you kind of think, well, isn't that really chaotic in many ways? Not really, and I'm going to show you a little bit why. So, you're greeted with the first page, and of course, as explained very importantly, is that, it's not all about telling you everything. This is a very open book with a lot of interpretations, and I think in a lot of ways, even though there is a sense of storytelling in this, I will say that if you're someone who's looking to read a lot of text and everything, I will say that you'll be very relieved that there aren't a whole lot of text-wise, but whenever it is text-wise, it's not going to be like a very simple, straightforward, this is what this is all about, this is what this is, blah, blah, blah. This is a very open to a lot of different interpretations. Now, the thing that I guess most of you are going to be seeing in this first page that's very stunning is the composition to the whole entirety of the layout by the pages. To me, what I think is so extraordinary is the amount of colors and different styles and different mediums have been used in this one. And this is the thing I like the most. Not only is there a description for what's going on, Shigin, which is the kid by right here, practicing in spirit spells with Taiko. And Taiko is this character, my favorite character of all time in the Matsu story. But he talks about even the tools he's been using it with. So we have a sketchbook with the feud brush pen. And so it seems to me the suggestion is either it's done traditionally with a sketchbook and using the feud brush pen, or it's been done digitally and it's all done using the Autodesk sketchbook with the so-called feud brush pen, or it's a combination. But most of them are very straightforward. I think the Orc Rider right here is all done in traditional. That's basically the way that I can see it so far in terms of the whole aesthetical look. It's incredible to also get this in a digital look either case, which is very, very pleasing. Now, as I mentioned, there aren't a whole lot of texts and things that will give you immediate answers. This is really the key thing about the whole book, in my opinion, because to me, it's not all about the design and the structure and everything, because that kind of makes it, very bland. And it's like, if you bought one, graphic novel, you kind of get the same expectations with most others. This one, on the other hand, is really standing out. It's a really unique product of itself. And that's the thing I love the most about this book. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit something. So I'm going to be reading first a poem, and then I'm going to clarify and break it down for you, especially the way that I see it. And hopefully, by that point, it will give you a good indicator for why you should buy this book, okay? This is really the key thing. Rings. Well, they do many things, from halo projection to just plain connections, conjunctions, and making bridges function. Where information can be relayed from a simple data to sparkles of inspirited creatures cascade, which reminds the yokai creatures of the very powerful features like the rising of a glowing, shining ellipse. When you're at the point you just want to quit, all you got to do is to turn yourself around, do that yokai pokey, and make that funkified sound as all the inside worry and doubt works itself on out. And that's what it's all about. So, and you have this like very beautiful illustration that are, graded in here. Ink, watercolor, this basically is delivered by someone who's made a commission about it. And this is really the key thing that I find it's, so interesting. And this is actually commissioned products that someone has been on the stream, they commissioned to make something, and has been going directly to the commissioner. So this is something that's really incredible. Now, you can read by just this few lines here. So, like, let's say, well, they do many things, from halo projection to just plain connections, conjunctions, and making bridges function. When I read that, there's many ways of interpreting those lines. To me, the circle could be says, or a ring, which is basically a circle, if you look very closely in terms of shapes and everything, without considering, that there's a thinness to these rings. They all, to me, symbolizes something that's basically like either circle of life, we're keeping holding together. It sort of symbolizes the unity, the aspiration of things, how things are going to be regenerating over time. There's so many ways of you interpreting those things. And to me, that's really what this book is all about. It's about empowering you, making more self-actualized and realize, and being more creative at a very, very high level. And I'm doing his poetry class on Patreon, and that to me is helping me to really understand and also to fine line and fine sharpen my skills, so I can use poetry in the way that makes my life a lot more wonderful, meaningful, and more purposely filled. And so that's exactly what I love about this book. And I think this is probably the one go ahead with this book. And that is, there are stories in there like Taiko Tale, which I find is really wonderful. And, it has this very, great graphical tales. I just love the texture, the detail, the lining up, and the colors. And colors are pretty much the biggest, potent, powerful thing you'll see in this entire book. Like, this one doesn't shy away from using colors at all. This is, everything is like candy. It's like, green here, blue fade here, and it's just all like encaptivated in such a way that it blends in and smooths out everything. And to me, this is really the magic with IPaintCreatures' book about Symphony. So please make sure, if you not only want to have the Symphony book itself, if you want to have a commission and get a certain deal for that, I say please make sure to go down the link in the description below to get onto his YouTube page. You can contact him from there. There's also more social media pages down below that I'm going to be linking into. But the main place, if you really want to be there live and get to talk to him, is on twitch.tv. So just make sure to search on twitch.tv/IPaintCreatures. Otherwise, I'm going to put the link in the description below, so you don't have to worry about being able to find the time and get to connect to him live. So just pay attention, follow him there, and we hopefully see you live at that point. So great book. It's something I highly recommend everyone who is interested to keep their creativity up, keeping all the motivation, making sure to keep you conscious and alive and being present at the very moment. This is what this book is for. Thank you guys so much, and please take care for now.